The history of alien abduction claims dates back to several decades ago, with assertions or claims that people have experienced interaction with extraterrestrial entities. The first cases of UFO abduction to gain widespread attention were the Antonio Villas Boas case from Brazil in 1957 and the Hill abduction from the United States in 1961. These two cases are often regarded as the earliest abduction narratives, although skeptic Peter Rogerson argues that this assertion is incorrect and that the Hill and Boas abductions were only the first canonical abduction cases, establishing a template from which later abductees and researchers would refine but rarely deviate. However, many similar stories, known as paleoabductions, were circulating decades before the term alien abduction gained widespread attention. These early abduction-like accounts were reported as early as 1897, and have been documented by UFO researcher Jerome Clark. For example, in 1897, Colonel H. G. Shaw reported an attempted abduction by three tall, slender humanoids covered in downy hair. American writer Charles Fort speculated in his book New Lands in 1923 that extraterrestrial beings might have kidnapped humans. The 1951 case of Fred Reagan was publicized by Flying Saucer Review in the late 1960s, in which Reagan claimed to have been piloting his small airplane, which was struck by a UFO, and the occupants tried to cure his cancer. In the 1940s, the so-called Shaver mystery had some similarities to later abduction accounts, with sinister beings said to be kidnapping and torturing people. The publication of Harold T. Wilkins's Flying Saucers Uncensored in 1955 declared that two contactees had disappeared under mysterious circumstances, sparking speculation that they were the victims of alleged abduction by flying saucers. However, the division between contactees and abductees is often difficult to determine, as Peter Rogerson notes, with classification sometimes seeming arbitrary. The UFO contactees of the 1950s claim to have contacted aliens, and the substance of contactee narratives is often regarded as quite different from alien abduction accounts. However, contactees and abductees often overlap, with contactee stories evolving into abduction narratives. Folklorist Thomas E. Bullard's study of alien abduction argued that alien abductions as reported in the 1970s and 1980s had little precedent in folklore or fiction. However, others have investigated alien abduction claims from a more skeptical perspective, arguing they can be best understood as expressions of folklore or various psychological phenomena.